Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session on how to pursue water positive and zero waste objectives with Microsoft Sustainability Manager. My name is Abhinav Premsekhar. I'm a program manager on the Microsoft Cloud for Sustainability team. Please feel free to post any questions in the chat. We can take them up towards the end of the session. Uh, so let's take a look at what we have on the agenda today. Uh, First, we'll talk a little bit about water sustainability. Why is water sustainability so important? And what are the features that MSM has to offer in terms of water sustainability? We'll also take a look at a short demo on some of the water sustainability features in MSM. Uh, then we'll move on to waste, and we'll talk a little bit about the waste sustainability features in MSM, as well as some of the circularity metrics that we are reporting in MSM. And we'll also take a look at the demo, and then we'll move on to the Q&A. So let's quickly move on to the water sustainability. So why water sustainability? So as you all know, water, freshwater resource is a fast depleting resource. As you can see, only 3%, less than 3% of the Earth's water is in fact fresh water. And if you see, 69% of that is in the form of ice caps and glaciers, as well as 30% of it is underground. So essentially, only 1% of the water is easily accessible or easy to use. Uh, we've seen over the years a large growing demand for water, which is expected to increase in the upcoming years. And we're seeing this from all types of industries. And and as this demand for water increases, we are also expecting countries with high water stress to also increase to a large extent. And this in fact is responsible because of the large drop in the usable or renewable water resources on the earth. From an organization standpoint, more and more organizations are setting up water positive goals to increase the efficiency with which they're using their water resources. Uh, and to achieve these water positive goals, they're also setting up water quality targets, which can enable them to discharge more water out back into the into the surface, which thereby helps them achieve water positivity. We're seeing more and more regulations and reporting requirements come into play in the recent years. Some of these mandatory and voluntary reporting requirements include the GRI, CSRD, SASB, and CDP. Uh, and Organizations are slowly moving into these, slowly being mandated to report on the water that is being used by their facilities and organizations. Uh, there are also a bunch of regional and national water discharge regulations, which which mandate that the organizations have to stay compliant with the quality of the water that is being discharged out. Finally, from a customer and investor standpoint, customers are looking to find all types of data and about the products that they're using. So essentially, they're looking to get the information about how much of good water sustainability practices went into creation of these products, as well as investors are looking to report out various metrics like water usage disclosure scores and indices, so on. Moving on, how does MSM help? So what is the value proposition of MSM? So as you can see, the so what MSM offers is it helps us build a single source of truth for water sustainability data. So as you know, the water sustainability data or water quantity data comes in from different sources. It could be invoices, it could be Excel sheets, uh, it could be paper-based measurements. Uh, what MSM does is it enables water data from all your different facilities to come into one place, into a single purpose built water sustainability data model. And using this water sustainability data model, we can give a holistic view of the water sustainability in your organization. So the there are dashboards that enable you to monitor and manage the water that is coming from the water quantities and water quality of different facilities. Water accounting typically deals with the different flows, right? Water inflows, water outflows, water being stored, the consumption. So you're able to balance everything and get a view of where your water is being used up. And also you're able to set up sustainability goals that you wish to achieve, and you can regularly track it. You can set targets. You can regularly check in to see how you were doing, whether you were achieving this on track to achieve it. Finally, as I mentioned earlier, there is also it allows you to or enables you to comply with the regulatory standards, both from a water quantity and quality point of view. Moving on. So we spoke a little bit about water accounting. So I just want to explain a little bit about what exactly is this water accounting from an example of a site. So as you can see here, we have a facility. Now, the facility withdraws water from a water source or a water body. So this water source or a water body could be anything like a river or a lake, or it could be a sea. It could even be a utility company from which you are purchasing water. So when you withdraw water, or you get water into your facility, and then it is used up for different processes and your production activities, and some of the water also gets stored for later use, and the rest of the water after its use gets discharged back into the original water source. So the total water that's going out is the water discharge. Again, the water source where you are discharging it to can again be your local water bodies like a river or a sea or it could be a lake, or it could even be to another organization. And essentially, the difference between both these, the water withdrawal and the water discharge, is what is being consumed by a facility. So we define water consumption as water withdrawn minus the water discharged. Talking a little bit more about MSM, what are some of the key sustainability scenarios, the water sustainability scenarios that we cover as a part of MSM? So this is broadly divided into two. One, we look into the water accounting at different sites and at the entire organization, and we also look at the water quality, how it is being managed at individual sites. So so when we spoke about water sources in MSM, what MSM lets you do is it lets you configure these water sources, water types, your facility information, all of that. It lets you configure it and then link it back with the measurement data that is coming from different sources like your invoices, or it could be flow meters, so on. So all of this data that is coming in is linked automatically with your metadata, so that you get an idea of all the entire water transaction. Where is it coming from? Where is it going? And then all of this data goes into a dashboard where you can visualize, analyze, and you can compare basically how the performance is between facilities, between different organizational or business units, uh, which is the water source that you are using up most, so on. So you can visualize and analyze these water inflows, the amount of stored water and outflows. And we also tag this with the water risk parameter. So you can also check how your organization is doing in the water stressed areas. We have uh, we have a goals and scorecards feature which enables you to manage and track the water sustainability goals that you have set. And also we can see some of the water intensity KPIs like water revenue intensity and water production intensity, and we can also report out on those. Talking about water quality, we can track the wastewater effluent measurement data uh, against discharge limits that have been configured, and we can test this against water samples and their quality characteristics, and we can also visualize and report these wastewater effluents and ensure that we are compliant with the local or the regional discharge regulations. Some of the MSM sustainability metrics, water sustainability metrics, are as follows. So as you can see, there are 11 metrics that we are covering in MSM, and uh, the tick indicates that in each of GRI, SASB, and CDP, these metrics were mandatory metrics, so and which was covered as a part of MSM. So as you can see, GRI has 11 mandatory water sustainability metrics. SASB has 6 and CDP has 7. So these are already covered in MSM. Uh, as you can see, we are covering the total water consumption, the total water withdrawn, the total water discharge, and the total water recycled. And we are also covering each of these values for the high water stress regions. We are doing that sub-aggregation, as well as we are capturing the total stored water and the change in stored water between two reporting years. These are some of the metrics that we are covering in MSM. There is a quick demo on some of the MSM functionalities.
Hello everyone, today we're going to demonstrate how Contoso Coffee is using Microsoft Sustainability Manager, MSM, to meet their goal of becoming a water-positive company. John, the Sustainability Manager at Contoso, begins by navigating to the Reference Data tab. Here, he enters crucial metadata associated with water quantity transactions, such as the water source, water type, and water basin. Next, John moves to the Water Data tab. Here, he inputs the values for water withdrawn, discharged, and recycled in the water quantity table. He also enters the values of water stored within each facility in the stored water table. MSM offers various data ingestion methods, such as Power Query connectors and Excel templates, which John uses to easily transform and ingest data from different source systems into the MSM water data model. But that's not all. MSM also allows John to monitor the quality of water discharged from Contoso's facilities. He sets up different water quality characteristics and their discharge limits, and then MSM can compare the measured values captured in the water quality test result table against these discharge limits. John now navigates to the Water Insights tab. This tab provides dashboards that give a holistic view of Contoso's water quantity and quality data. The water quantity dashboard displays the water withdrawals, discharges, consumptions, and recycling across time. This data can be filtered by reporting year, water stressed area, or facility name. There are also tabs that allow comparison of the water quantity data by month, water source, facility, country/region, and organizational unit. John uses the Insights tab to track water quantity KPIs like water revenue intensity and water production intensity. The water quality dashboard shows the measured values and discharge limits of each water quality characteristic over time. Additionally, John can use the forecasting dashboard to predict Contoso's water quantity and quality values for the upcoming months. John can then navigate to the Reporting tab to generate water quantity and water quality reports. He can select the categories and slicers that need to appear on the report before generating it. Once the report is generated, he can download it in Excel format. Finally, John uses MSM's Goals and Scorecards feature to set and track Contoso's water sustainability goals. These might include reducing the water withdrawals or increasing the water recycling. He sets targets and schedules automated check-ins to monitor the progress of each goal over time. And that's how you can leverage the power of Microsoft Sustainability Manager to meet your organization's water sustainability goals. Thank you for watching. Hello everyone.
Uh, yeah, hope that demo was insightful. Let's move on to the waste sustainability part. Again, when we talk about waste sustainability, the most important reason why organizations are investing in reducing the waste generated. So, uh, as I mentioned, organizations. So there are regulations coming into play which require organizations to report the total waste quantities at a facility and organization level, as well as so these some of these regulatory disclosures, as I had mentioned earlier, are GRI, SASB, EU Waste Directive, and so on. Organizations also wish to track their net zero waste goals and monitor and see how they're doing with time. They also want to track various metrics like the waste generated, uh, the amount of waste that is being processed, what is the waste that is being reduced, the diversion rate across facilities, and so on. And from a waste quality standpoint, again, organizations are required to report on the total number of the percentage or the measured value of contaminants and chemicals that are present in the solid waste that is being disposed in a facility. So similar to water, when we look at waste management in a specific site, this is how it is. So first, whatever waste that gets generated in a site goes into a waste processing unit, and from there, essentially what happens is a large amount, an amount of waste gets disposed or sent into landfills, and a certain percentage of the waste that is getting disposed gets recycled or reused and goes back into the system. So essentially, the total waste that is getting generated is the total of the waste that is being disposed of and the waste that is being recovered. So this is how we are tracking the different waste metrics in MSM. And let's take a look at what are the key scenarios that we are covering. Similar to similar to water sustainability, we have a waste sustainability data model. So the waste sustainability data model, you can configure all your waste metadata like the different waste types, waste categories, waste streams, so on. And you already have your facilities and organizational unit configured. And you can link this again back to your waste quantity, which is captured from different sources. Again, it could be invoices, it could be meter readings, so on. And finally, all of this data goes into a dashboard where you can visualize, analyze, compare. You can also report on the various metrics like the amount of waste that is generated, what is the recovery methods, how much of it was recovered, how much of it was disposed, and what are the disposal methods, so on. And you can also, again, track and manage your waste sustainability goals as well as look at some of the waste intensity KPIs. You can also look at some of the waste quality measurement and testing data. So as I mentioned, whatever the waste that is going out needs to be tracked for contaminants. So you can set your discharge limits to ensure that you are staying compliant. So you can compare the measured data that is coming from your testing with the limits that you have pre-configured to ensure that you are staying within the discharge limits. And finally, you can visualize and report these characteristics of waste to make sure that you are compliant with the regional regulations. What are some of the waste sustainability metrics in MSM? Uh, so we look at some of the metrics here. Again, some of the metrics, common metrics that are covered in your disclosure requirements like GRI and SASB. You have the total amount of waste generated. You have the amount of waste that is being diverted from disposal. So it could be by different recovery operation types, and also the amount of waste that is averted to disposal by a recovery type. You have the amount and percentage of total waste that is not being recycled and that is being disposed of. And also you have the amount of hazardous waste and radioactive waste that is being disposed. And finally, you can also monitor the total targets that have been set for reusing and diversion. Moving on, yeah, so we've also introduced recently as a part of MSM some of the circularity material flow metrics, and this is available currently in preview. So we have two sets of metrics. We have the inflow metrics as well as the outflow metrics. So when we talk about inflow metrics, it's essentially all the raw materials that is coming into the system, and outflow metrics is the finished goods that is going out. So we want to look at what is the amount of circular practices or what the amount of renewable or reusable materials that have been used in the production activities. So when we again talk about material inflow metrics, we talk about the total weight or volume of materials being used. what are the total renewable materials, what are the non-renewable materials, what is the total weight of reusable and recyclable materials used to produce your products, as well as we look at the percentage of it compared to the total raw materials that were used. When we talk about material outflow, it is the total weight of the finished products that is going out, and how much of this the weight of the finished product had a certain circular design principle associated in the production process, and what is the percentage of that with the total weight. So we also have the data model being updated, where you can capture all of this information, which can again be reported out in dashboards and can be analyzed in dashboards, visualized and analyzed in dashboards, and reported out. We have a quick demo again for waste sustainability.
Hello everyone, today we're going to demonstrate how Contoso Coffee is using Microsoft Sustainability Manager, MSM, to meet their goal of becoming a zero-waste company. John, the Sustainability Manager at Contoso, begins by navigating to the Reference Data tab. Here, he enters metadata associated with waste quantity transactions, such as the waste type, waste category, waste streams, and materials. Next, John moves to the Waste Data tab. Here, he inputs the values for waste disposed and waste recovered in the waste quantity table. MSM offers various data ingestion methods, such as Power Query connectors and Excel templates, which John uses to easily transform and ingest data from different source systems into the MSM waste data model. MSM also allows John to monitor the quality of waste disposed from Contoso's facilities. He sets up different waste quality characteristics and their upper limits, which MSM can compare against the measured values captured in the waste quality test result table to check whether the quality values are within the limits. John now navigates to the Waste Insights tab. This tab provides dashboards that give a holistic view of Contoso's waste quantity and quality data. The waste quantity dashboard displays the waste generated, disposed, and recovered across time. This data can be filtered by reporting year, facility name, or properties like hazardous and radioactive wastes. There are also tabs that allows comparison of the waste quantity data by month, waste stream, waste category, or waste material. The waste quality dashboard shows the measured values and discharge limits of each waste quality characteristic over time. Additionally, John can use the forecasting dashboard to predict Contoso's waste quantity values for the upcoming months. John can navigate to the Reporting tab and generate waste quantity and waste quality reports. He can select the categories and slicers which need to show up on the report before generating it. Once the report is generated, he can download the report in Excel format. Finally, John uses MSM's Goals and Scorecards feature to set and track Contoso's waste sustainability goals. These might include reducing the waste disposed or increasing the waste recovered. He sets targets and schedules automated check-ins to monitor the progress of each goal over time. And that's how Contoso Coffee is leveraging the power of Microsoft Sustainability Manager to meet their waste sustainability goals. Thank you for watching.